Hey there, welcome to our weekly video blog, Word Harvest Bible Church. My name is Pastor Mathew, and I want to share with you what God's put in my heart. And He's put in my heart one word for this week, which is appreciation. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 12 to 13 reads like this. Now also, we beseech you, brethren, get to know those who labor among you. Recognize them for what they are. Acknowledge and appreciate and respect them all. Your leaders who are over you in the Lord, and those who warn and kindly reprove and exhort you, and hold them in very high and most affectionate esteem, in intelligent and sympathetic appreciation of their work. Be at peace among yourselves. So I want to talk to you this week about appreciation of not only your leaders or your elders, but just appreciating every single person who's in your life. Because here's the thing, every single person in your life has been created by God and has a value. Jesus died for them, and that's how God values them. So we need to appreciate people. I appreciate the people in my life, people in my church. I appreciate my wife. I appreciate my kids. And here's the thing, we're not guaranteed that these people will always be in our lives. You know, my kids in some point of their life, they're going to get married and they're going to have their own families, and they'll probably move away from myself and my wife. So we need to appreciate the people in our lives, because guess what, they might not always be with us, and so we need to value them while we have them in our lives. For example, spouses, we need to appreciate our spouses. Husbands, appreciate your wives. Wives, appreciate your husbands, because you know, God created them, and God created them different. We might see differences in each other, but hey, that's the way God has made them. And we are all a process. We are all people who are continually growing and developing. We need to appreciate our kids while we have them. You know, I have 5 kids right now, 4 sons and 1 daughter. I love them tremendously, but they're growing up, and while they're with me, I gotta appreciate them, because there'll come a time in their lives when they'll have children, where they're gonna get married, they'll have their own kids, and they'll go and they might possibly move away from us. And so we need to appreciate our kids while they're here. You know, we need to appreciate the people around us while we have them in our lives. You know, I grew up in a nation in the South Pacific Ocean, Samoa, had a lot of family, had a whole bunch of friends, and then God said, you know, I want you to go to England. And so therefore, I lost contact with a lot of these people, and I realized, man, I really should have appreciated these people while I had them in my life. So God is speaking to us this week about appreciation. To appreciate, the word appreciate means this: to recognize enjoyment of the qualities of someone or something. So that's what God is asking us to do, to recognize the qualities and appreciate those qualities that are in the people around us. I want to share with you some ways in which we can show appreciation. So, James 3 verse 8 to 12. But no man can tame the tongue, if it is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. With it we bless our God and our Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in the similitude of God, in the image of God. Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not to be so. So one of the ways in which we can show appreciation towards people around us and in our lives, one of the most basic and yet most edifying ways is, how do we speak about them? Do we edify them? Do we encourage them? Do we recognize the good qualities? What words are coming forth from our lips about these people in our lives? Because like it says here, with the same mouth we bless God, and with that same mouth we curse men who have been made in the image of God. And the Bible says this shouldn't be so. So one of the ways in which we can appreciate people and honor people and respect people, how do you speak about? But one of the important things is, how do we speak about people when we may not agree with them? You know, a lot of times we have different opinions and different ways of seeing things. What's really important is, even in our disagreements, can we still respect and appreciate people? Can we still speak about them well? The second way I want to show appreciation is thanksgiving. Colossians 4 verse 2. Can continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. Colossians 3 verse 15. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful. Now, one of the ways in which we can really show appreciation, it's so simple and so basic, but it's such a blessing to people, is to say thank you. You know, when we say thank you to someone, it shows them that we appreciate what they have done in our lives. We appreciate the action, whether it be a waitress or a waiter who's serving us, whether it be someone at McDonald's, or whether it be just someone who stopped the car so that we could go through. Say thank you. Whether it be when someone makes dinner, say thank you. Like for myself and my kids, when my wife Vina, she's a great cook, much better than me. I'll say that. But when she cooks dinner, I always try to make sure that I say thank you to her in front of the kids, because it shows the kids and it shows her that I appreciate her and the things that she's done. And lastly, 1 Peter 4 verse 8, another great way in which we can show appreciation. 1 Peter 4 verse 8 is like this: and above all things have intense and unfailing love for one another, for love covers a multitude of sins, forgives and disregards the offenses of others. And I shared about this briefly, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm not too sure right now. But one of the great ways in which we can show that we appreciate people is another fundamental, basic, but yet so truthful way, is to forgive. And like I mentioned previously, unforgiveness is like you drinking poison expecting the other person to die. One of the great ways we can appreciate and value people is to forgive them, because no one's perfect. Everybody has made a mistake. Everybody needs forgiveness, and you need forgiveness as well. And the Bible says you reap what you sow.